Hi, welcome back to Cela's channel. This is channel where we talk about my mom's lung cancer experience. And the last time we stopped at, just a general introduction of what we will be doing in this channel. So today we'll start on when did it all start for my mom as far as the lung cancer diagnosis started. So this started after her 70th birthday, and that year there's a lot of things that was happening, right? There's still this was still COVID time, and I
Yes.
remember you went for your COVID, shots.
Yeah.
You had the first shot in May, and then the second shot in June, and then sometime in July, I was from work. I left. I came home early, 3:30. I was looking for you because usually at 3:30 p.m. she usually join us to have some to have some small talk and just have family get together or sometimes have snacks. But she wasn't there, so I asked Rob, "Where were you?" And you were, I was told, sleeping. And I said, that is odd for you to be sleeping at 3:30 p.m. because that's not the usual for you. So when I checked in your room, and then you had a fever, and I told you I'm going to bring you to the hospital, and you said to me you needed to wait for Richard. And I said, but I'm here. I'm Richard. So I know that something was really wrong. We brought her to the hospital. What had happened to be was that she was diagnosed with bacteria in her blood. We stayed in the hospital for a few days. She got some IV antibiotics, and then we were discharged. She felt much better, and we thought everything was going well. Come December, change of the seasons, she had some initial cough, which we actually just thought it was because of her asthma. My mom has high blood pressure and asthma, and sometimes when the seasons change, she does get some cough, some throat irritation, sneezing, and those stuff. You still remember?
Yes.
The only thing was what was really troublesome was that she had increased fatigability. When she climbs the stairs, she had to stop in the middle to catch her breath. And that was really odd for us. So we scheduled to see the pulmonologist. And then he did order a PET scan. And back in February 24 of 2022, the PET scan showed she had multiple left pulmonary malignancy. There's a lot of nodules in her, particularly in her left lung. So this was really worrisome for me. I couldn't sleep. I was thinking and praying. Hopefully, it was just an infectious process rather than rather than cancer. So for it to get diagnosed properly, we had to go for a biopsy. They had to do a biopsy of her lungs, of the nodule, and also they did send the pleural fluid. When that came back, we did that in March. The results came back on March 9, and it was positive for metastatic adenocarcinoma in the pleural fluid. And the same thing, adenocarcinoma, is also seen in the biopsy of the lung tissue of the nodule. Um, so I was really worried. I couldn't sleep for nights. I was crying, trying to see what to do next. Um, we tried to look for a oncologist. Now, when you look for an oncologist, because I work in the in the hospital, I reach out to certain friends. I'm trying to find an oncologist which we'll be comfortable with. I try to avoid oncologists who are also doing palliative care because I didn't think that was appropriate as far as our goals for my mom was at that time. Also, I want to see oncologists who specialize in lung cancers in particular. Um, Anything to add, Nanay? Did I miss anything?
I think no. Not sure.
So we saw an oncologist. We then I reached out to a friend. This oncologist is kind of odd because when I say odd is not oncologist per se was odd, but we work in the same hospital. I never saw this oncologist, but the day that I'm trying to get my mom scheduled, he actually walked into the hospital when the day was working. which was kind of odd because he said to me he doesn't really do that. But on that particular day, I met him. I was able to schedule my mom. I introduced myself to him, and then I was able to schedule my mom the following week. We saw the oncologist that following week. So when you get diagnosed with lung cancer, just wanted to differentiate. So she had a PET scan. Difference from the CAT scan, a PET scan is they use a contrast which capitalizes in glucose and the glucose uptake, but done by by cancer cells or infectious diseases, and that would light up when you do a CAT scan using that. So, like I said, they saw some multiple nodules light up in my mom's lungs, and then to be diagnostic, then they have to do a biopsy. She had the lung biopsy done. They also did a thoracentesis, and they took 1,700 ml out, which is more than 1.5 liters. No wonder she was very short of breath. Right?
Right.
Right tayo right now with the asthma. So after that, we after that we scheduled to see the oncologist, like I said, and then anything at that night? Did I miss anything? So we were waiting on the genomics testing. So a difference, right? When they did the biopsy, they saw what the cancer cells was, but they had to wait to a genomics testing, which basically means that they're getting the tumor cells and they are actually looking at the sequencing. They're looking for biomarkers, anything that is abnormal in that cell that is actually triggering the cancer growth. So we're waiting on that, and while we were waiting on that, we actually saw the oncologist the following week. And I will actually now, defer to my mother to see if she has anything to add on that. We learned that when you have newly diagnosed with cancer, you have to make sure you pay attention to the signs and symptoms, even though there are actually, it's very hard because sometimes they're just part of the normal disease process that your mom already has. Like for her, the shortness of breath wasn't anything new for her. And also it helps to reach out to friends. And I was able to schedule her earlier because I did reach out to other people, and I was able to get the help from people who work in the hospital. Nai, anything to add?
I think that's for now.
That is for now. So what we'll do is we'll discuss it on the next episode.
Don't forget click like and subscribe.
Okay, Nai. Thank you, everybody.